We had a lot of fun.
Really special for me to have him supporting my movie and my character, and wanting to be a part of Ballerina was huge.
And what, may I ask, is your name?
Stop searching, start watching. Get curated movie and TV picks from FlixPicker.com.
It was really cool after John Wick 4 to have the opportunity to put the suit back on and to have some fun. You know, I love John Wick, and it was, I only worked for a couple of weeks. I had about 8-10 days. But yeah, it was really special to play the role again. Yeah, Ana's intensity, yeah, she was really focused. You know, I've done a few films with her, and just as soon as we got into training, I saw her focus and her talent, and what was cool to see was that she was having fun. Like that while we were training and doing it, it was, it was nice to see that she was enjoying it. You know, and then when we would get the choreography together, to see her shift into her next gear, you know, like wow, and go was really cool to see. Training with Ana and then getting to the scenes that we have, you know, if we use this word toughness, I mean, making movies is tough, but it's so much fun. You know, her character she's lost some of her family, you know, and she's trapped in a world. But what's interesting about the character to me is that she wants to do, but she doesn't know what she's actually saying yes to. So there's an innocence to the character, but a strong passion, and in a way kind of still fighting in the same way that John Wick was for a kind of freedom, you know, to get outside of the forces and that are impacting her life. She's a wonderful actress, so talented, and that core strength, that core being able to kind of draw that up and to show that, and what was cool to see her do that physically, but also just in the stillness, you know, in the scenes that we had together. She's quite a presence. We had a lot of fun. You know, the film Knock Knock is basically it's a home invasion film with a twist in terms of what the plot is. And, it kind of speaks to Ana's range in that she can do comedy, drama, action. You know, there's really not anything she can't do. It was really fun she tortures me. And it was fun to play, you know. It was fun she's a total pro. And with that comes trust and freedom, and you get to just try stuff out. You know, you can do improvisation, you're in the moment. You're basically playing, acting tennis. Here you go. Oh, that's what you're doing. Okay, then here you go. And Knock Knock is a really good example of that. In terms of like preparing for the choreography and for the fight sequences, it was very familiar to me as a kind of John Wick kind of process, because I was working with Jackson Spidell, who had doubled me and then had since moved on to choreography. Yeah, I mean, she had already been training for a while when I got there. I was kind of like the salty veteran, like, warm up, like, okay, let's go. What's the choreography? And then she was like, bang, 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 bang. And I'm like, okay. All right. So it was you learn the choreography, do some training. Ana's got a real good, when someone says action, she's there. She's like, let's go. And so that was cool. Yeah, I mean, one of the cool things for me about being part of Ballerina is that it does kind of open up. You're getting to see more than, you see this kind of corridor or rooms or characters. And with Ballerina, we have Winston's back and Sharon, and John Wick, but you're also getting to meet new characters and, a little Angelica Houston's back, so a little bit more about the Ruska Roma, diving into, how is the training, what is the culture, and then you're also meeting new hierarchies and new, people with power. So you're meeting new characters and going into different rooms and kind of, if it was a video game, you'd just be going, it's like open world. Like you can go like, okay, now we're going to go over here into Ballerina land. And so it was cool to be a part of expanding that world. I guess it's a little bit more about the family lineages, a little bit more about controlling towns, cities. What does it look like? Who's a part of it? What are the tendrils of the family? What do they want? The whys, a bit of it. So, I mean, it is focused that way. So you'll come to learn a little bit more about the history, heritage, and what it looks like. Yeah, Len Wiseman's a cool cat. I had seen some of his Underworld films and really appreciated those. I really appreciated how he was really sensitive to kind of taking the baton and being respectful but appreciative, but also wanting to do his own kind of things in the John Wick world. Yeah, he's lovely, lovely director, had a vision, which I appreciate, and his action experience, and I really appreciated how much he worked on the script and trying to get all of the scenes and the characters and their voices kind of in the world, but also doing his own take on it. Ballerina takes place when John Wick is basically traveling to the desert in John Wick 4. So it's kind of post John Wick 3, Bowery King off the roof, and kind of Bowery King and starting his journey that we learn in John Wick 4. So this is something that, when I looked at it for my character, kind of takes place in that period of time. It's cool. He kind of gets called to do a mission. He doesn't really have a lot of choice, but of course he subverts what they are asking him to do. John Wick has a kind of knowledge of Anna's character, Eve, her past, and is sensitive to that. He tries to warn her a bit about the road she's going down, the path she is taking. But youth, sometimes they don't listen. I'm just really, it's cool. I never thought, when I started this journey with this role in these films, or the film, to be here over 10 years later, had the opportunity to play the character multiple times. And it's been exciting to see the story continue. I'm excited to see where it can go, but I'm really excited to see where it is, and hopefully people enjoy it.
I love the script. I love the story. I love the character. I was a big fan of the John Wick franchise and of Keanu, of course. And I just saw beyond all the action that was on the page, I just saw how much heart, there was in the movie. And I just loved the story. Eve is a ballerina in training to be an assassin, but by the Ruska Roma. She's very wounded and in a lot of pain and confusion because of something that happened when she was a child, when she saw some men killing her dad. And that was something that she never got an answer about. And that was just it stuck with her. So she really wants to get into the Ruska Roma world just to, I guess, channel that pain. That was also always in the back of her mind. And as soon as she gets the first clue that would lead her to the man who did this to her father, she's just laser focused on finding these people and just seek revenge. It was full on, it was a really intense training for quite a long time. There was a lot of strength training and then just hours and hours at the stunts facility at 8711 with the most amazing stunt crew. And we just worked our way up to getting me ready to take on this kind of action at the level that I needed to be. It was a good progression of the training. We started from very basic things, which were a great foundation for the training. And then, getting more specific into designing the choreos and leaning into my strengths and the things that we knew they were easier for me to do, and just kind of tailoring the fights to my comfort level. And then it was just fun to learn how to handle the guns and all the weapons that I had to use in the movie, and growing in confidence and control. And I felt like I genuinely got to the point of feeling good about starting on day one in the movie, and just I was ready for it. I'm gonna go with the grenade scene just because it's such a big scene, and the way it just keeps getting better and better, and you can see the character, her wheels turning and seeing how she can figure this out and get out of this place alive. And the complexity of the scene and the amount of people that are coming at her, and just like close combat with the grenades and hammer and whatever she can find to fight these people. It was so great. It was just badass. So great to see him again, to have him with me back on set. I respect him so much. I think he's such a wonderful actor and partner, and he's so kind and generous, and he's just really down for anything. He's relentless. He just wants to do it again and again and again. He's a perfectionist, and he wants to really give the other actors and the director what they need, what they feel like they want to get. It was just really special for me to have him supporting my movie and my character, and wanting to be a part of Ballerina was huge. Len is a great director, a great listener. He likes to collaborate. He's really open to anything you really want to throw at him. That's really cool. That's rare, actually. He's just so experienced in this kind of films, and he's so talented, and he's also very playful, and he has great sense of humor. So all of that you can see. I just had a great time with him. He's just someone very easy to work with. I think they're gonna feel right at home, you know? I think they're gonna see this film, and they're gonna feel like it's a very organic extension of the franchise. It just feels like the perfect way of exploring this world from a different perspective. Like now we're gonna understand what these rules are, and what are the consequences if you don't obey the rules, and who's the Ruska Roma, and what are other tribes that we have in this world. And it's just really refreshing, like, to see, you know, someone wanting to become an assassin. Great action, you know, great set pieces. It's just going to be a lot of fun and very exciting all the way through. These kind of films in particular are made for people to experience on a big scale. The scope of the film and like all the details, and you need to feel the danger, you know, you need to be at the edge of your seat with your popcorn and just like really enjoy the ride with the sound, with the image, with the actors, the emotions, that everything that's going on. It is definitely a movie for theaters.